Alright, good evening to another attempt at beating Covenant 10. We have done the first on the Legion combination. We need to do the second. Now, I don't think they actually track which allied clan you go with. Do they? Boat the guillotine with Covenant rank 10. No, they only check with champion. So, I'm gonna go with the Primordium together with here Madame Lion's Mane. I actually kind of forgot the abilities she has. I think it's all with DK. We do have a Morsel Maker and a Green Recruit. I think all of her stuff has to do with DK. Action, apply DK to enemy units. When a unit gains DK, it gains +2 stacks. Or the ability, which is DK and SAP. Unfortunately, only on one unit. She does need a tank, which currently we can't really provide her. So it's probably going to be the Green Recruits. I don't have anything to propagate yet, which is a bit annoying, which is a bit sad. What is actually her third path? I think the Etch, isn't it? Incant and Etch, yeah. The Incant would actually go kind of good because we do have a lot of planks. The Man-Eating goes really well later on. Like applying Force Sap and Mewtwo DK I don't think is even that important. But I think I'm gonna go with that action. First pick. Yeah. Cheaper first spell. Specifically, spell. So if I get a Kindle, that could also be kinda neat. We will play Lion's Mane. We will play its Steward in front. And then we will have another Steward with Morsels. So the good thing is that I'm just gonna play you and kill you. If I find stuff to apply decay, Lion's Mane should go pretty hard. She should be pretty good if we actually find other decay stuff. Unfortunate. How much damage do you deal? Only 5. So we will do the Sport Touch here. And now we just apply decay and he's done. Yeah, just leave it with that. Now if I get the Incant 1, I think I might actually take that. The Incant apply DK1 because it synergizes really well with having lots of spells and especially... Oh, I'd take an Infectory. Rage and Ember Drain. Rage is good if I find something to proliferate with. However, I don't think I'm gonna go for Morsel for Umbra units. Squad leader, rally, apply DK2 to enemy units. Now, the Infectory will help with that. And I think I'm gonna upgrade this guy with Titanite. And some extra health because he will be my tank. For Madame Lion's Mane. Now, I think I want another unit to get the Morsels. If I can find a Balma Bellow, that would be amazing. Oh shit, Morsel Maker. Now, unfortunately, I don't think the Morsel Maker counts for How do you actually work? You apply 1 DK, and then whenever unit gains decay, gains +2 stacks. Yeah, that's why the incant is really good. Now I need the Infectory. We'll just play you up here. Kill you. Kill you. And then you can have these two. He will die. Yeah. That combination of this guy together with Madame Lion's Mane, not bad. If I find an Infectory, she will kind of just go wild. Now, preferably I'd get... So if the floor gets big enough, we can also have a prickly puffball with a... Well, would you look at that? A loam coat. I will take a grovel for damage shield. If I can apply lifesteal, damage shield, rage, and spike, so a single unit, which would be a Balmabello. Banished. The Banished have Awoken. Not Awoken, they have Valor. The Awoken have Regen and Spikes. The Lunar Coven have the Coven. Unfortunate. Yeah, take that. I would have liked to get something that applies Conduit. Copy that spell. I don't think that's relevant. Engine upgrade mitosis cup. Permanent copy of this unit. The thing is, I don't really want that. The only clan I'd want that maybe is the melting. For the burnout units. But would I want a secondary copy of anything here? Depending on how much space we get, maybe the Spore Launcher or the Morsel Maker. Actually, yeah, you know what? Get me that for the Morsel Maker. Okay, 7/7 and 7 more stacks of moss. Let us see how that goes. I'm not gonna play the Morsel Maker there, I'm gonna play the Morsel Maker somewhere else. Probably up there. Because we can now just play morsels there, you get decay. And you punch him instead. Infectory down here. Flank. And Umbra Assault. Plank, I think down here still. Then you can have some morsels to eat. And he will hurt us again. Play the Green Recruit there. And Umbra Assault on you. That only deals 5 damage, I'm an idiot. Right, Silver Ink. So you just die. Green Recruit up here, more decay on you, have a morsel. Loam Coat. We can't afford if we play the Morsel Maker. I think the Maker is better though. You here. This guy, and then another damage shield morsel. Right, we will calcified Umbra. Plank. That is great. We will give you rage. Unfortunately, like, he will not, unfortunately, be able to do anything with it. But I think that's good enough. He only has 4 stacks of master remaining, so he is very much weaker than usual. Finally got the mitosis cap. I only kind of want to copy him once. That, I think, is already sufficient. Because then we can have a second floor with a morsel maker, and that's just a little bit of extra. Consume this thing. No, I'll take a blazing bolt. Morsel master, moral mistress is a etch. Yeah, copy the morsel master. I would like to have Ember. Go. I don't need to copy, I don't need a heal, so go to the left by default. Lightforge. Incant spawn 1. So this applies with the incant. It implies it triggers the rally, which in turn gives 2 DK, which in turn gives 4 DK, while this is only on DK, which is also on rally. I think the spawn 1 is better. Event. Wormkin etchings. Ability flight or Tome of the Evergrowth. That does apply region. And I do not really do consume stuff right now. So we will take the Tome of the Evergrowth. The Wormkin etchings would be my only consume spell. And I don't even have etch. On turn start, spawn 1 on each floor per 20 cards in your deck. That is currently 1. But I think that's good. Yeah, Anvil. Reanimate 1. That should not matter with the decay. Alright, Spore Launcher. Madame Lion's Mane. We will have a Morsel Maker and a Master and a Steward up here. Vengeful Shard out. If I play the Morsel Maker, I can't. Actually, I can. No, I can't. It cost more, so I expected these to be reduced to 0. But unfortunately not. Yeah, we'll toss this. Plank. I don't think the Plink will do anything. It actually killed something. Incredible. And this again is a floor where I think that the actual attacks don't really matter. Alright, we will grovel. I just realized I don't need the Steward because we just have the spawn. Grovel on you. Have a tank. And we can just Spore Touch here. Get me a second Morsel Master. And then we can blast you. So every spell is basically 4 stacks of decay. And I do appreciate that. Since you won't attack anyway, we will play a green recruit here. Wonderful. With that, by the way, the mitosis cap has kind of fulfilled its purpose. Finally also got the infectory. What I now want is more loam coats. As well as grow rooms. I think I'll take you. I'll definitely take an Ember Cache, that's just 3 spells. Go to the right. Do I want another unit? Maybe. Let's see. Rally, apply sub 1 to enemy units. Yes. We're not really going for attacks. Honestly, remove the attuned on that. Upgrade you with plus 10. $20 damage should be good. Double the loam coat. The mitosis cap I think I'm not gonna play again. I already have the units I want. -1 draw each turn should be again fine. Now we can play Spore Launcher, Madame Lion's Mane, and the Enchanterelle. And then we are completely out of mana for everything else. Right, you get the Tome of the Evergrowth. Do I play a Steward here? No, I think I'll not play the Steward. Okay, you just die. You don't deal damage, which is great. We will spawn. We don't deal damage, but neither do they. I think I just want to go for even more Ember. Right, now we can play a Morsel Master here. We cannot fit the green recruit anymore, which is a shame. So we will just fit him. They don't deal... How much damage? You deal 3 damage baseline, so you will not hit it today, but you will hit here. I now kind of really want grow rooms. And the flanks kind of don't really do anything anymore. So maybe the Shade Splitter would have been the smarter choice. We will Blazing Rods. Grovel. Right, the Proliferate on the Loam Coat only triggers after combat, unfortunately. This bottom floor is kinda busted. Which do we actually have? We have the Curse of Entropy, which is completely irrelevant. Apply Sap 3. Or the Wax Cap. I do like having the Infectory, and I'd rather have a Grow Room. I'll take a Wax Cap. Damage, shield, rage, and number 93. I think I'll skip on that. Get me a room. I don't need a heal. I had hoped for a grow room. I'll skip. Reduce capacity to 1. Unfortunately, I can't do that on the big boy since he's already buffed. Multi-strike is completely irrelevant. Actually, remove me units. Remove the steward. Remove the other steward. Normally you could just play them, but I don't have enough space on the train to play them. Because all of my space is predetermined. So I'm gonna remove them instead. And then the next thing I'll remove is planks. Okay. Now, question. Is 4 Ember enough? Right, we will Blazing Bolts. We will Spore Touch you. We will have a Morsel Maker here. And we can't fit this guy there, unfortunately, so we will just play the Wax Cap to apply some sap. Good. Play that guy here. Spore Touch on you. I don't want to play the Mitosis Cap. In factory, great. He already takes 123 damage. How much do you take to your decay? 114. We will play a Morsel Master up here. We will play a Loam Coat on you. And then the Ember Cache. Follow. We can actually play everything. Question is, do we want to? Because this doesn't kill anything, so it's not really necessary. Yeah, you just die, in which case, yeah, we will play this. And Umbra Assault on you, because you would die anyway. I just kind of need one more space on this floor, and it's kind of annoying. Well, we'll just play you, and we'll just play you. And then we Umbra Assault this guy. Actually, we will grovel. I think, because... yeah, grovel first. Then we Umbra Assault you, and then we Spore Touch you. So nobody deals damage, except you get Rage, Regen, Troops, and Damage Shield. I forgot you kill yourself. Well, unfortunate. You die to decay, I'm pretty sure. You get a Loam Coat. Wait. I just had a question. Can you Loam Coat an enemy? No. Well, we will just... doesn't really matter in this case. Plank, plank. Have a Rubble Morsel and a Damage Shield Morsel. The sap build has definitely paid off. I am immensely impressed with the sap build. Oh, you lose the damage shield to the... Right, of course. Well, we'll plank, we'll sport touch you, we'll plank, we'll do perils of production since it really doesn't matter. Daily variant, creep 3, no. Actually apply DK equal to 5 times sap could be neat for a boss. I do probably want that on holdover though. Not holdover, on permafrost. Which means I have to go to the left. I do want to get rid of some cards anyway. I don't need a heal. So take the money, get rid of the Ember. And yeah, the planks unfortunately kind of have run their course. Plank. Holdover, I'll actually get on the grovel. And then make it one cheaper so I don't have to play it first. Reroll for a permafrost. Permafrost on the deadly variant. Good. Upgrade my champion, which... Etch spawn 2, that is unfortunately not going to happen, so we just get even more DK. Like, I have one consume spell, so... Reanimate 2 also doesn't matter. Same setup. Unfortunately, again, we have not gotten space here. Bogworm's growth kind of annoying me. Morsel Master 1, Morsel Master 2. Toss you. Play the imps. Not imps, the morsels. Infactory. A loam. Do I play the loam coat or do I play a morsel maker? I think the morsel maker is kind of more important right now. Okay, so you two die, which means we spawn more. The wax cap, yeah, if I could play the wax cap on that floor, I would be amazed. I would be happy. Immensely enthused, one might say. Right, we will inhale. You're permafrozen, that's fine. Blazing bolts him. Kill him. Spores there. Morsel, morsel. Yeah, I can't play that on him. Now, unfortunately, the enemies, the units summoned by my other units do not count. What is the most expensive I have here? None of them. Give yourself some regen. We need to get rid of these guys, but one more plank and that is dealt with. Play this guy. Where's my other morsel master? Okay, so these 3 die, which means we apply 3 more sap. Same thing again, but with the Ember Cache. Actually, not the Ember Cache. Play the... Did we play that first? How many damage spells do I have? Not a single one, in which case it really doesn't... Well, it is a free spell. Right. I don't think it's worth casting it. So I have 2 Ember, meaning I can cast 2 spells. I can cast 1 spell. We will play the Morsel Maker up here, followed by another Green Recruit. And then we will Does the grovel actually matter? We can't really play the morsels anywhere. So maybe having that on holdover was not the correct choice. Right, there's my sap gone, unfortunately. I feel like I might want to upgrade that unit. Oh, I could have groveled her, I'm an idiot. Vengeful Shard out, meaning we have one Ember. Yeah, grovel here. Play 2 of these. Unfortunately, we now don't apply sap. Which is actually kind of important that we do that. Well, play the wax cap. Silver ink. Grovel on you. Morsel 1. Umbra assault here. And then yeah, we can't play the morsels. Why did I give the holdover to the spell I cannot cast? I cannot cast to its full effect, I should say. Right, so I think we can beat her. You get a loam coat. Then we will play the blazing bolts. Okay. I have now learned that the blazing bolts does not work in combination as I like it to. This is not great. However, I can win this battle, I know for a fact. Yeah, you have an incant effect, right? I think I'll restart this battle. I know I can win it. Right, first off, Umbra assault. Plus the shard. Excavator and more other morsel. If I could get grow rooms, I would have been elated. Elated is the word I was looking for earlier. Right. We will put... right, we need to cast spells, so we will plank. And factory. Put a loam coat on... I think that is more important than the morsel maker. Now we can Umbra assault you. Morsel jeweler, morsel. Now we can actually just blazing bolts. That makes everything else free. The inhale unfortunately doesn't really do anything, so we will do this here. Like you hit for 3 and then 5. If I inhale you, you hit for 8. If I don't, you hit for 3, 5, 7, 15. I think I'd rather deal the damage down here. Now these floors where there's only big units are the worst when it comes to going through this. We will play you. Apply that to yourself. Plink. Spore touch, they don't deal damage. We are good. I won't Perils of Production yet. We will play you there, even though it doesn't really do anything. Now we can grovel here. Ember. Morsel maker up there. Green recruit here. Morsel and morsel. And then have 1 DK down there. I kind of really just want more sap on units, huh? You have the loam coat, so we can now actually start giving you that. Because you will just get more and more of that. Then we will... fucking... doesn't really matter. Because they can't attack anyway. Loam coat this guy. Yeah. Okay, now I need to keep in mind that you have an incant trigger. So we will play... actually, I think incanting down here is the only space where it really is advantageous. Spore Toucher, then we can grovel. That is mainly important so we can do that one. Wax Cap, give that thing actually the Mitosis Cap. And as I expected, very easily winnable. If I'm just not stupid. A mushy room, now that I like. A gem trove. Gem trove is kinda neat, but I don't really have the space for it. Do I want equipment? Do I want room, a copy a card, or toss? I think I'd rather toss. I don't think I need to upgrade any units. So to the right I go. Let's see what artifacts we get. Shroom units gain region 1 on harvest. Absolutely. Fungi get plus per troop. Again, absolutely. We will take this. And lifesteal. Then, -1 in permafrost. Do I want permafrost on anything else? I think I'm just gonna make you one cheaper. Reroll. Spell to gain spell chain. Honestly, on the Ember Cache. Plus 10 magic power on the blazing bolts. Like, that is 40 extra damage, which isn't bad. I think I want 15 damage on an Umbra Assault, though. Boss 2 cards. That's gonna be the Calcified Ember, because we can't play it. And 1 Plink, because they're kind of useless. Alright, let's go. Let's see if we can beat Seraph again. The sap, I really do not think matters. Right, Enchantrell, Spore Launcher. We have 1 additional space on this floor. Now we can play the green recruit down here. And also fucking kill this asshole. Then we can Umbra Morsel, Umbra Morsel. We can Silver Ink. Plink does nothing because they all have Spell Shield. Decay him. Decay Seraph. I just realized that the recruit will not die. Thanks to her spells. Actually, you give +5 to units, so have some sap. Wait a second. I forgot they have those asshole silencers with them. So the question is, what is better, +5 damage or 1 sap? The answer is +5 damage, like, without a doubt. However, you die and give, what is that, 4 rally triggers, which is 4 sap. That is a good amount. We will play one of yous here. We will play the wax cap here. One of yous here. Fuck. I definitely want to play the Ember Cache. So I may want to start with that. Right, kill you. Ember Cache. Grovel. Ember Cache again. Wax Cap. Still gonna play the Wax Cap. 1 damage is fine. Then we can have a mushy room there. This needs to be an infectory. Grovel. Spore Touch on Seraph. Spore Touch on Seraph. Play a morsel in front. Play a magma morsel here. I could give you... what is this? 35 additional DK, which is 105 damage. I think I'll skip on that for now. I don't like these guys. Finally, the Infectory. Definite. Do I need to play both of those? I don't think I need to. Well, they have 2 damage spell shield, which is the next issue. Well, we will once again grovel. Play a morsel in front. Kill it. It doesn't deal enough damage to kill it. Wait. Infectory. Grovel. I can kill, this deals 5, meaning I can only kill one of those up here, so kill you. That does in turn allow me to play a... You take whip here, so you're the only one who takes damage, isn't you? In which case, I think we can just play the Morsel Jeweler behind. Here we can play a morsel in front and a morsel behind. And here we can play this guy. And then we can... I don't think we need to blink up here. Do I take the 3 damage or... No, I think I can't really take that. If I get you a Loam Coat and then play a Wax Cap in front, you might survive. Grovel him. Now he does survive. Problem is, once again, this asshole, and I do not have spells in hand to deal with it. I think I needed the big Umbra Assault or the... What was it called? Green Recruit. Grovel on you. Perils of Reduction on you. Have a Morsel in front. Morsel behind. Most of them die, that ain't great. So we will apply Spore Touch here. Right, I think we can beat Seraph, but it's not looking great for the... We will grovel. Why do we only have... Oh, because of Ember Drain. In that case, I think we'll do differently. We will Blazing Bolts up here. And then we will grovel there. Wait, the Blazing Bolts is random targets, right? Is the Blazing Bolts random targets? I thought it's front. Random enemy units. Perfect, hit exactly who I wanted it to hit. Then we can do that. Play another Mercil, and then play a Mercil here. Somehow both of these do not deal damage. We will take a massive beating now. Yeah. Fuck. I didn't have enough direct damage offensive spells to deal with the annoying silence assholes. I'll take the Shade Splitter instead of the Plank. The Shade Splitter, at least, can be sure, always gives me morsels. Prickly Puffball. And the big spawn thing. We will apply DK1. Yep. Just sit her behind the Prickly Puffball. That sounds like an amazing addition. And then I want Regen on the Puffball over the Incant, don't I? Over Rally. Definitely needs Regen. And I kind of just do not want to do spawns on this floor. Right, we'll just Sport Touch here, and Umbra Assault. Get that, get that. Sport Touch, kill it. And he kind of just dies. To so much decay. Definitely take a Loam Coat. I may be able to play a second floor with Spawn. Edge Apply 8 or another Prickly Puffball. How much? I do have some consume spells. Do I go for... I can go for the Edge. Sure. If I do that, I, however, need to definitely... Oh yeah, we can just go ahead and remove your consume now, can't we? I kind of need to ensure that I have some way to advance the Puffball. Alternatively, I can try to go for the same thing again. Like, okay. I think it's fine if we play on the second floor. Since these early units will die fast enough that it really don't matter. Just do that. Fucking haste. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 floors then. You, and then you go here. Shields do it up there. Vengeful Shared out, and Umbra Assault. have a jeweler, and you have an excavator, I guess. He has so much decay. Now he has even more. That was the wrong... Actually, I don't necessarily want to kill him, do I? The guy in back, because he will get... Yeah. He will get decay, and then he will die and apply that decay to the other guy. Which, by the way, if they apply decay on this floor, the additional stacks from Madame Lionsman, I think, are applied. Glow up, that's perfect. Packed morsels are always kind of okay. I do want rooms. Grow room, come on, grow room. I'll take a mushy room, grow room. Fuck. I feel like that could be okay for Madame Lions, man. Purge champion, Grand... No. There are some champions where I'm just... Well, it's actually only Penumbra. Where I'm like, yeah, fucking take him, I don't care. Hellhorn Prince also not that important. No, I'm not gonna lie. Moral Mistress. Steward. Right, we'll play a mushy room. Spore touch him. Touch him again. Vengeful Shot out. Spore touch him. Shade Splitter. Get the Rubble Morsels. I think I'm focusing the morsels on the top floor. Now I'd like to have my Loam Coat. That ain't great. I think I need to upgrade my Prickly Puffballs with something. Well, we will spawning pods. Glow up on him. Vengeful Shard out. Shade Splitter. Yeah, I feel like the Spore Launcher works better. He's kind of dead already, huh? So much decay, I love it. Contagious. I mean, let's propagate forward. A copy of this card to your discard pile. It actually accepts stays. That's kind of funny. Generally positive for the target. Right. Question. Do I want that many contagious spells? I'm gonna take it, but I'm not gonna cast it. Get me capacity on each floor. Until I decrease its cost by 2. Which we do not get here. I don't need to copy. Actually, with this, we can kind of do that. Right. Get me this, and then I'm out of money. Event. Draft a rare card from your allied clan. Draft an artifact from your allied clan, which... Umbra. Packed with first time again. Drafts only offer selections. No. Get me a rare card, which is... The Furnace Tap is kind of neat. I don't really like the Umbra Drain, but the Furnace Tap is kinda neat. I'll take the Blazing Bolts. Yeah, give me an Incant again, and I hope I find a Spore Launcher. Which is not necessarily given. I just realized this game doesn't have unit drafts as rewards for challenges, does it? I can't afford the Morrow Mistress, that's a problem, but I guess it's fine. Do this, then do this. Oh, when a unit dies to decay, specifically decay. Need to keep that in mind. So we will just Death Touch you. I forgot. We have that. I do not want permanent copies of Shade Splitter. Spore Touch him. Play a Steward. He will just kill himself, so we're fine. No more Mistress, unfortunately. Right, so you kill yourself because of the Penitent Prayer Stone. That's fine. More Mistress. Spawning pods. Having additional copies of the spawning pods, I do appreciate. That I can live with. Do this. Get him lifesteal. Actually, we can just propagate you forward, huh? Have a tank. He still dies, that's unfortunate. But not really anything we can do about it. Mushroom and Umbra Assault on you. Shade Splitter. Have an annoyance in front. You just die. Which is also highly appreciated, in fact. Can we kill you? Get decay there. Get some decay on you. The Steward doesn't matter, we'll play him up here. The Lomco is a bit late, unfortunately. He has a good amount of decay on him. And now he's dead. I think it might have been smarter to purge the calcified ember. I'll pick the Mushroom Cloud. Yes. Remove a card from your deck. We'll remove the calcified ember. Try and get a grow room. Boiler room. Yeah. +1 per turn, -3 in this first phase. How does the edge work? When a card is consumed. So the wings aren't what I need. Do I want the ember? I don't think so. I want to play my units on the first turn. Quick, upgrade unit +20. That goes on the Morrow Mistress. On the Enchantrell. Region 10 goes on you. As does the decay. That was a mistake. I might have wanted that on the sap. Well, fucked up. Whatever. Okay, so we have to play the Moral Mistress. And then once do it. We'll have a mushy room there. Spore touch you. They will have so much decay at the end of this. We will loam coat here. Engine upgrade goes here. Boiler room up there. Do I want to play this? Not really. I don't really... Actually, the packed morsels are okay. Play one of them. Then just sport touch. That wasn't necessary, you'll die anyway. How do you only kill one? Oh, because he has 9 health, right. Okay, we will play you up here. Blazing bolts. Vengeful shard out. Have a spore touch. I want the glow up probably on holdover. And I don't think I'll actually really cast anything here. I need to make sure that the prickly puffball is in front. How much DK will you have at the end? 116, 130, and that is it. Purge a card. Spawn 1 forward for each card in your consume pile. Get another mushroom cloud. Get an ember cache. Purge a shade splitter. Then, do I want to copy? No, I want rooms. I want a grow room. Not what I need. Ability chomp. No. Create a room of equipment to be drawn in your first turn. The problem is I don't have enough ember for the loam coat, so toss a shade splitter. Toss I think a spore touch. Is there any starting card that costs 2? Now think about it. Strix and Hallow. Strix applies +5 on Slay, which is really bad with the mushrooms, with the fungi. I think Enchantrell first. We actually have enough space that we can spawn and then play the other one. We will have a mushy room. Ember cache. Ember cache. Shade splitter once. Rubble morsel. We will have such an absurd amount of such a just absurd amount of decay on the bosses at the end. Okay, now we can play the Moral Mistress for the edge. Do I just contagious you? I don't want to, no. Right, spawning pods here. Kill you. Actually, I think I'll just spawning pods. And then play the shield steward up there. We can get a boiler room here. Move you forward. Sacrifice a fungi. Get some morsels. Now, unfortunately, the morsels being eaten doesn't trigger the boiler room, which does make sense because it would have been kind of busted if it did. A loam coat here. Sacrifice a fungi. And then we have a boiler room here in the middle. Right, we can blazing bolts, excavated ember, and Umbra assault you, spawning pods, packed morsels, just buff the ever-loving shit out of the steward. The morsels are surprisingly extremely slow. Are they both dead? They're both dead. I am not surprised. We will make it even harder on them. Why did I do that? I do not know. Also, this rubble morsel up there has just survived like 6 turns. Racking Pain. Deal damage equal to 3 times of the debuff stacks on this unit. Sure. I will take, I think, draw. Actually, take me Ember. There are relics that can get me draw, and I would love to have them. There's also the other fungi, the other mushroom unit. What do I want to purchase? Purchase to Spear Steward. And Titan Essence. Unfortunately, I don't think I will get that unit, so we will have equipment, a room called Grow Room. Fucking finally. I don't want another room. No. Too late for rooms. And now we will take the Etch Spawn 2 instead, since we are actually etching now. That sounds so stupid whenever I say it. Toss a Shade Splitter. And then toss a Shade Splitter. Toss a Spear Steward. And then I think I'll keep the rest of my money for the artifact shop that comes after this battle. Front gets Reanimate 2. Thankfully, the Propagate, does not trigger on Reanimate for enemies. We will play you, we will play you, we will play you, we will play you. And then we play a Steward up here. We will cast a spell to spawn, and then we will move you forward. What do these guys actually do? Are they just tanky? They're just tanky. Right, Loam Coat there. And Umbra Assault, kill a man. And we start buffing the Steward up here. Right, you get a mushy room, you get a boiler room. Double the excavated cache, the excavated ember. Now I want the grow room on the second floor. I don't think we need the engine upgrade. He actually doesn't die, which is a problem. Have to grow room there. You die. You, I'm pretty sure, will die. 213 this turn, and you get the debuffs from that. So we will etch down here. Well, first we will decay you more, then we will decay you more, and then we will give you Wrecking Pain. Everything has just way too much defense. Also, I note that I'm running out of morsels, which is most likely due to me getting rid of all the Shade Splitters. However, the boss has arrived. He will not survive. The excavated embers are actually kind of busted. For this specifically. Note, I should never get rid of the... loam coat on that boy. Toss. Spawn one for every 10 card. That is not a consume spell, huh? I'm looking for consume, absolutely. Purge a card. I think it's gonna be the... I think actually the boiler room. Get me. Do I want unit upgrades? I think we're fine with that. What are you? Corruption 2. Ah, fuck. Problem is, we can't really get regenerate on our units unless copy. We don't have anything to give me regen. Except the loam coat, so we will get another one of them. I cannot copy it though. I think the rest I spend on removing cards, which is gonna be an Umbra Assault and a Steward. Doubles corruption on strike is a problem, because my units will die. If only I had an Emerald Inoki. Lumcoat goes on you. Well, we will definitely start with an Amber Cache. Get another Loam Coat. And I think the most important unit here is gonna be... You do DK8, which on Edge, which is good, but I don't think it's that relevant. Play the Mushy Room up here. And then I think more Amber Caches. I actually kind of want my units to be sapped, because I don't want them to get, to trigger the... Okay, you get the glow up now. Can we kill something? We can kill you. For more morsels still. Shade Splitter. In front to tank. Just spawn a shit ton. Spawn a shit ton. So, important fact. This guy has a strike trigger. However, if he doesn't strike, he can't trigger his strike. So getting him that early, the high sap so he can't hit me, might be amazing. Now, both the Moral Mistress and the Enchantrell are going to die. And there is unfortunately nothing I can do about it. I think I'm just gonna Contagious you. Fuck. I just realized the Contagious is mainly there to trigger the edge, huh? Can we have another... I don't actually need that much Ember, huh? Another grow room. Ember cache. Excavated Ember. Get these two out. More Spore Touch on Seraph. He does actually strike while not having any damage. That is annoying because it shouldn't work that way. Which means I think I'm just gonna move you forward. He takes 1000 damage here, which is great. Okay, the Moral Mistress is gone. Blow up. Absolute fucking overkill. Wrecking Pain him again. Can we? We can kill you. Play some morsels. I don't think that matters. Should have played it just to get it out, I guess. And he's here, and he's dead. He will die in the first turn from the DK alone. So while he was annoying, it absolutely worked out. No problem. I don't think we'll survive the next one. Yeah, I think that's a no chief. I have 2 grow rooms. I have 1 engine upgrade. I cannot apply sap to the asshole on the top floor, I don't think. I might be able to apply decay, but I don't think that helps. Toss the steward. Okay, so 3 titans. 1 is the issue, namely the one that applies decay 5. The Loam Coat only gives region 1 plus propagate 2 plus the grow room, which is another 1. So 4, meaning he outscales me. Especially since the region also decays. However, thanks to my etching, he does no damage. I think I'll just decay the guy on top. Have a Loam Coat here. Ember Cache. I'll definitely need to play the Pyrelight. Have a mushy room up here. No, no, I always need to play the Pyrelight. Sad as it is. So 1, 2. Play the Pyrelight. Then we have 2 more. I don't need to play the Umbra Assault. I don't want to get rid of this, so we will play the Umbra Assault instead. And then one of you here, one of you here. More packed morsels. This is mainly so this guy dies. The problem is gonna be killing Savagery and Entropy before Dominion kills me. Loam Coat 1 goes there, right. Amber Cash. Have a glow up. Actually have a Loam Coat on you. Glow up. Pyrelight. Packed morsels. Like, you just die, but you get respawned. That's not really a problem. He, I'm pretty sure, will just die. The problem, yeah, the problem is Savagery. Like, exclusively Savagery. Oh, I can just play you up here, huh? You have Spell Shield, I forgot. No, unfortunate. Why do you take 8? Oh, because there's no one on this floor. Because you will trigger. I need to prevent that. This run is already taking me like an hour. So we do this. I can't prevent it, huh? Well, we play you. We will play... Honestly, the spawning pods do... Let me draw a card, which is another spawning pods. Would prefer playing them down here, but if I can't, I can't. Then we will play you, we will play you. The engine upgrade I don't think I want to play. Right, the minion is nearly dead. Not the minion, Entropy. This is quite a good amount of damage. Well, first off, Pyrelight. You still have 135. I have like 6 more turns for that. Alright, that's good. That's a shit ton of damage we can throw at the at Savagery. Who still doesn't get to attack. Despite having Rage 7. Right, first off we will decay up here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, spawn 4, propagate him, Spore Touch, Dominion dies, Savagery will survive like 2 more turns, so the only problem now is Dominion himself. I have 8 more health, right. He does have Spell Shield, which is annoying. But I think we'll just play it. Draw. 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 Umbra assault the morsel. So we can play two morsel, not the morsel, the other guy. Then we can sport touch you again. We can contagious you. Racking pain. And now we just need to kill this guy. The problem is... Can we? How much? Oh yeah, we can. Like, easily. I just needed the Wrecking Pain. Wonderful. Covenant 10 with Titans, even. Love to see it. That gets rid of the Umbra for 2 of the other clans, at least as allied clan. It says plus Titans. Fuck. Okay, so I do still need to do both. Yeah, well, let's get to that then. Not gonna play endless on that. Boat. You spawn 1, you propagate on kill, or you have the rally. Do I give you Primordium, or do I give you... It doesn't matter, it's Shade Splitter or the Plank, and the Shade Splitter is just superior. If I actually play with Morsels. We have a Cluster Kernel and an Infectory. As well as 2 Morsel Miners. That's good. Shroom units apply decay to unit 1 to enemy units on summon. I have 1. But whatever. Siphon, spawn 2, troop, add +1 health per stack or the rally. I think I'll take the Siphon. Now, if I get like a troop leader... Play you, play the Cluster Kernel. We can Eager Conscript, because these count as Shroom units, despite this thing not saying it. So these 2 die, you spawn 2, you spawn actually 4. Which gives him, like, 4 more DK. And will kill him relatively quickly. Then we play an Infectory as well. Right. We will get quite a load of units there. We can play another Infectory here. Though I don't think we'll need 2 Infectories. So I think I'll just play all around the fungi, which means what do I want? Definitely an advanced propagate 2. Descend all units. That could be kind of neat. If I get some of the rally units, put them on top. Like a floor above dualism, this is still only spawn 4. The boys will tank. What I need is an Emerus Inoki. Immunity with Titan Skin 1. An Emerus Inoki for the region. And I think that is actually kind of already enough. Right, Infectory here, cave in, everybody down, infect them. Eager Conscript. Have it in factory here, because why not? He's already a very big boy. Getting that much stacks of fungi early on is honestly kind of neat. I need a troop leader, because he gives trample. Rage and Ember Drain, Lifesteal 4 and Ember Drain. I think Lifesteal 4 and Ember Drain might be better. Ember Drain 2 I can live with. I think I'll also get Ember. Get me... Right, to the right we go. I would love to have a grow room. Fuck. It is just not meant for me to have a grow room. Clepsydranium, gain Conduit on Slay. Apply Dazed 1, or friendly units get plus 12 at the end of combat, deal 1 damage to friendly units. Plus 12 damage. Depending on how many you have, because the troops I think only get that once. Nim's Oath is dazed. We don't need them to attack us, so that's good. Conduit, however. Do I have damage spells? I do not have a single damage spell. However, I might want some. Especially against the units that silence. Pushes units to the back. Arcane has plus 150. Pushes units to the back is kind of annoying. Play you, boat, colonel. You can push him to the back, that's fine. Eager Conscripts with a lump coat. Just toss the Ember. Right, I want the Infactory and a Glow Up. Followed by an Eager Conscript. I think I want the Glow Up on Holdover as well. You only deal 1 damage, so I don't really care that much. Just have a tank. Can we descend? We can descend. Down you go. Right, unfortunately boat will die. Give you lifesteal. And yeah, he just dies. That fungus is too big. Slap him. A furnace tap. Propagate 4 to enemy units. I think I want the trample. Or the multi-strike. Let me... What is the third upgrade on that path for boat? Spawn... Okay, it's just 1, 2, 3, and then this is plus, plus, plus. This only increases the propagate. Okay. 1, 1, 1, 1, and 2, 2. I think the trample is more important. Another cluster kernel. Sure, why not? Get me draw. To the left. I'd really love to have an Amarasanoki if the game would be so kind as to give me one. And a troop leader. I doubt I'll get both, but one can hope. Get me an artifact. First time each enemy unit dies at 2 morsels. That sounds great. Now I kind of need a unit to use those morsels though. When you play your first morsel, draw. Light and Scourges cost 0. I'll always take that. There is not a single way in which I do not take that. Alright, boat, get out there. Cluster Kernel 1, Cluster Kernel 2. Yeah, just play all 3 of these, 4 of these immediately. Conscript, conscript. And factory. Play. Honestly, don't play the play the steward. Just play these 2. Making of a morsel. You appeared as well, and then another shade splitter also up there. I'd like the other cluster kernel and a cabin collapse. Ah shit, wait a second. Did I draw that? I did draw that. Okay, play him. Glow up here. I don't want to give him Immortal Trade yet. Play the Magma Morsel. And, yeah. Now we need a cabin collapse. Trample on you. Are you serious? Fuck. Yeah, no, the trample is more important. He will just absolutely kill everything now. That stupid Penitent Prayer Stone. I should probably try and always play a morsel first. Do you die? Yeah. Okay. Took a bit of damage there. That's an inhale, that's good. Gem Trove for damage shield on everybody, but it's a bit expensive. I take an Ember Forge. Room on the Legion banner. Amaterasu Inoki, Amaterasu Inoki. Balma Bella would also be great, but Amaterasu Inoki is just too important. Get me an engine upgrade as well. Copy... a second Amaterasu Inoki? No, copy the loan code? No, get me a second Amaterasu Inoki. Wait, how many units can I have? Boat, Inoki, Inoki, Colonel, 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 the spawn. That is 7, that is enough. Get me a second Inoki. Now... I cannot take that. I cannot take that. So we can play boat. Oh, before we do that. And now, one issue I have is that the cluster kernels, they do cost quite a bit. Ember Forge up here. Engine upgrade up there. Toss the Ember. She will just buff you. Actually... we still do this, we still do this, we still do this. However, once we play the first morsel, I need to keep in mind that we draw a card. Now we can play an Infectory. Spawn. Spawn. Play a second Colonel here. Give you Trample. Alright, now we can cave in here. And one more unit actually has space, which is great. Infectory. Have you there, give you a morsel. I just realized that these guys only trigger the decay of the relic once, regardless of how many they actually apply, how many actually spawn. Or do they? Super Shroom. This is definitely not as quick a DK build as the Damn Lion's Mane was. We will glow up you. Yeah, he gets 2 additional stacks, but only 1 there. That's unfortunate. But again, kind of understandable. Why I kind of would consider playing on the top floor. I don't think that's actually that good, because I can't get my units up there. Maybe I could play on the second floor, but the problem is I want the Emberforge on the top floor. Also haste units. Anyway, he dies. Slap him. I don't want either of those units. Pox deal damage, 20 damage on Plague Decay, 10 to all enemy units. You know what? Take that, remove the consume. I think I want to go to the left because I want the heal, I want the room. Grow room. I think that's better than the Infectory. Remove Consume on the Pox. Reroll, give it Intrinsic. Give it Holdover? Two mana to basically just get... to Ember to basically just get rid of all the small stuff. Which does trigger spawn. I think that's worth it. Plus 100 health on resolve, plus 12 damage on loop. Right, we will once again start with an Inoki. The second Inoki. Boat. Boat doesn't fit. Fuck. Boat is too fat. Right, so one Inoki and then boat. Okay. Boat. Inoki, Colonel. Loam Coat on you. Infectory. The fuck you mean he dies? Oh, you deal 16 times 2? Well, we will definitely still do the Infectory. And then I guess we'll just Eager Conscript. Glow up. Right, so we can play our first morsel. Then we can pox. I see. I thought it's only on enemies. Again, people who can read definitely have an advantage in life. In factory here. Morsel. 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 Yeah. Well, I do have enough regen that we won't die to the decay. I think. Colonel. Okay, no, I need to redo that. Fuck, I completely misunderstood how the pox works. Right. Inoki. Boat. Inoki. Colonel. Now we can play the Infactory. Spawn one, so they get... You deal... Wait, 16 times 2 is 32... well, at this point I can't even afford it anyway. Okay, in that case, we just skipped the pox. That was a mistake taking that then. Fuck. Well, I was kind of stupid to do that, though. Do that and that. Let him eat. Right, now we can play a Cluster Kernel, but then we can't play the Cave-In, so we'll just play the Cave-In. Like, these guys will not die. That is good. The problem is we also don't really kill enemies, which is not good. Fuck. Well, doesn't really matter in this case, I don't think. How much capacity would we actually need on a single floor to play them? That's 3. Every one of you is 6, so 2, so 5 of you is 10, 13. And then you spawn afterwards. That doesn't really matter. Also would have loved to have those earlier. Of course I draw the book again! Though to be fair, we have enough units that attack after that it doesn't really matter, I don't think. Last Cluster Kernel. I doubt we'll get him on the bottom. Relentless has not yet started. I think now we cast the Pox. No. Maybe? How much region do we get per turn? You get... You both summon 4, so 8 region, but double 16 region. So we can actually play that. Actually, that is 30 damage and the region is only 60. But we also get like 16 additional health. And Relentless starts, and the Relentless, they'll just die. They'll just lose it. The Relentless, they lose. Yeah, it's not even anything necessary. Why does he have so much Titan skin? Well, doesn't matter. Okay, so bosses we can... And -1 to all spells in your deck. That's kind of funny. I will take a fungi in a suit. How much capacity do we have? 5 plus... I think the middle floor has the most. I think I'll take Ember. No, take me capacity. If I get the forge and the transport out, we're kind of good anyway. Slay, friendly units propagate 1. You have trample. Does that matter? Kind of. Does the spawn 3 work better? No, I think I'll take trample there. Get rid of. Yeah, get rid of the pox. I was completely misunderstanding how it works. Get rid of 1 in factory. Magic shop. -1 in permafrost on the Caven. I don't think a reroll would help, so we will not. Grants your units silence. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. So how much space do we have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, so we can play 2 Inokis. 1 of you and Bone. Definitely the Ember Forge. Oh, you trample through all of them. That's kind of neat. Right, we will definitely do that. I will keep the Caven. Purge the Ember. I don't want to cast spells here. You will all die anyway. So we will just play morsels up here. And also summon up here. Okay, now unfortunately they have something that has 500 health. That we cannot trample through. Get the Lone Coat on this guy. In factory for now. Vengeful Shoutout, summon here. Morsel, glow up on you. Morsel, morsel. I feel like if I just get the cluster kernel on the top floor. Cluster kernel. Trample. Caven. Good. Making of a morsel up here. Now we also have a lot of conduit on these units. Surprisingly enough, even 6 on these 2. And with the grow room, we can get even more conduit. You deal 54 damage. Toss both of the Vengeful Shards. Buff all the morsels here. Yeah, you just die. I'm thinking of actually getting the... How much health do you have? 95, you have 228. UDA takes 36, I think we'll actually propagate you forward. Because that way both of you die in a single hit, I think. We can toss this guy out. Didn't actually take that much damage, considering. Funga in a suit! Well, we will start with the Eager Conscript. We will play a morsel up here to see what we get. A Steward, doesn't really matter. Play a Steward, play a Steward. Funga in a suit! You and you. I don't think I'll get... No, I definitely won't get another unit. Which Seraph is it? Another grow room. Currently I have the Ember Forge on top, the Infactory. I think I can toss the Infactory. Get the grow room. Crucible extension for +4. I might have an idea. Definitely need to go to the right. Let's see what relics we can grab. Friendly units get +5/+5 if they're any friendly unit. Absolutely not. Draw an additional card. First spell is cheaper. Non-banner units have deployable. I don't think that matters. Then we can go ahead and reroll here. This ring is actually kind of great together with the Emerald Inoki. Okay, in that case we will start removing, which is gonna be a Shade Splitter. A Shade Splitter. And I think a Shade Splitter. And that is it. Actually, we can remove another Shade Splitter. Copy a card. Do we need to copy a card? We do not need to copy a card, but honestly... Funga in a suit. You are the corruption one. Hate that, but I think we have so much regen that it doesn't matter. Right, so how much space do we have here? 3, 6, 10. If we play the Crucible extension, we can play both of you and Bone. Now I just need to get the kernels in. Shade Splitter. Rally. I don't want the grow room yet. Grow room here. So, because of this guy spawning, they will always get a decay. Okay, Cluster Kernel 1. Inhale. No, get the engine upgrade up here. Toss you. Inhale on this guy. So you die, which is good. I need to get the Crucible extension done first. We will play you here. Should have done that first, because again, we draw cards, and I always forget about that. Now we can play the Ember Forge. I think if we glow up here, they both die, but is that irrelevant? I think we'd rather glow up here, so they all die. Alright, there's a cluster kernel. Play him. You get the equal... Do you get the equalizing rings? No, you get the equalizing rings. Shields to it done here. The Infectory will just ignore. A morsel up here. A morsel up here. Yeah, the Infectory will just ignore. I need the last cluster kernel. We should draw him soon, I hope. All of those stupid bells out. How big are you? Too big. What? Test. If I do this, and then cave in here, he can't move. That is actually kind of what I wanted to see. Alright, that's the cluster kernel. Kind of needed you a little bit earlier, but whatever. You are excused. I heavily doubt we'll be able to beat the Titans with this one. Unfortunately. I have 3 health. I heavily doubt we'll beat Seraph with this one. Oh well, we can do this. That's 5 units. Cave in. Morsel Jeweler. Conscript. Definitely need to toss those. You die. Good, 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 good. The problem is that we do not trample enough to get through the big units. I really needed that troop leader, I think. And the DK10 is not enough to kill him. He only takes 33 and the other only takes 57. That is not enough. Well, it was an attempt. It was an attempt. I had really hoped that the decay on this would trigger on every single troop. Because the rally also triggers on every single troop, so it is separate summon. I was wondering what that noise was, but there's a storm apparently outside, which means I need to open my windows. For now, that will be it for today. So, thank you for watching, should you ever make it this far. I hope you have a nice evening. Hope you have a good night later on. I hope you have a nice storm if you have a nice storm. Definitely prefer storms over heat. And then... that sounds like a great storm. Have a nice week. Goodbye.